Hey, welcome. Hello, my fellow coaches, consultants, speakers, trainer, amazing, awesome people on this planet. How you guys doing? By the way, did you know that one of the greatest, the most awesome profession in the world is teaching and or training and or sharing? Okay, did you notice that some of your teachers never get old? Did you notice that you go and find that some of the people who are the greatest impact on your life have been teachers? All right. So every time I'm speaking to this particular community, I'm excited. I'm also, honored that I can come here and share some stuff that can make you guys better. Now, today, customers from hell and how to avoid them. Yes, there are some customers from hell. And yes, if you don't do certain things right, they are waiting for you. They will catch you. They will come after you. They're a nightmare. Okay, now I've been in the business for such a long time that it's inevitable I've come across some unhappy customers. Most importantly, those from hell, they can be really, really crazy. All right, and there are ways to avoid them. Now, most importantly, if you're just starting out or you're in the business, the last thing you want is a customer from hell, because these guys will ruin your life. I'm telling you that. There are some of them that you must know them immediately, get to know about them immediately, and run for your life. Okay, run from these guys. They will ruin your life. Okay, I've been there before, a customer from hell, and it didn't go down well. It didn't go down well. All right. So, what is a customer from hell? Let us first, get some criteria. Okay, what is a real customer from hell? All right, let me just move this just a little. All right, okay, where we are. Aha. Okay, customer from hell. Okay, how do you avoid them? Let's first go back. Okay, let's first go back to what is a nightmare customer. Okay, remember, a customer from hell is not a client yet. Okay, by the way, all the people who come through your business, who come through to your pipeline, they are all clients. Okay, when you refer to them as clients, there's a different way of dealing with them. A client is a long-term situation. A client is somebody who you want to be part of their life strategically for the long term. Okay, so what is a nightmare customer? Number one, they're wandering generality. They're not your avatar. They are not the kind of person you want to help, because they won't be clear what they want. They will be, all over the place. They won't have clarity. And when you speak to them, they say, oh, I want this, but then I want that. And then, tomorrow they might come and say, oh, but then, I thought maybe I could do this or I could do that. So they're wandering generality. They don't have much going on. Now, because they're not clear with you, it becomes harder for you to help them. All right. So you must work it out, especially in the strategic call, very, very quickly to know, okay, do these guys, are they focused? Do they know what they want? And sometimes you got to help them to focus. But there are those where, today they're saying this, and then, one time they say, I want to be a leader. The next time they come to you, they say, I want to be a Reiki master. And then the next time they come to you, they say, oh no, I've found that my passion is in is in makeup, whatever. Okay. Number two, they're discount hunters. They're always asking for discounts. They're always saying, hey, can you give me this discount today? Can you, is it possible, actually, there's a classic one. Okay. There's this classic one. How about if I don't pay you now? Okay. If I don't pay you now, give me the course for free, or give me the product for free. I will pay you after I make some money. Okay, run from those guys. Okay, run from them. They are going to be a nightmare for you. Okay, by the fact that they're asking for freebie before anything else, you know that they're not committed, they're not invested, they're not investing in themselves. And I wonder why. Listen, you can't expect people to come into your business. You can't expect people to invest in you if you're not willing to invest in yourself. Okay, and oh yes, they don't have the money. That's nonsense. Okay, it is always about resourcefulness, not about lack of resources. If you're resourceful and it is tough enough and you really want it, you're going to find a way. Okay, so besides, do not get people into your business who are not willing to pay or who are not ready to pay. Number three, they never pay in full. Okay, these are guys who are, it is $1,000 product and they want to pay it over a year, $100. They run from these guys. Okay, they're nightmare. They're not committed. They're not going to do what it takes. There's no pain for them. Okay, next, they say you should invest in them. Okay, this is a classic one. And the first time I heard about this actually was 20 years ago. Okay, I was in a room and Les Brown was having a meet and greet evening before his session. And there was one black guy, God forbid, always, I'm sorry, but it's just a fact. This guy, and yes, some of you are going, oh, why do you pick up black guys? Yes, you're always freaking hunting for whatever instead of doing your work. So if you even have one little feeling that you want to come back at me on that, Get off my list. Don't even bother. Okay, I didn't invite you. You just go away. Okay, because yes, you should invest in yourself first. Okay, but anyway, there was this guy, and he said to Les Brown, because Les Brown was saying, hey, I have this course about speakers. If you want to become a speaker, it's going to cost, I think it was about maybe 1,500 pounds sterling at the time. And he says, if you want on, I'm going to be giving you guys a special offer of 1,000. You'll be working with me. Da, da, da. And then this really smart guy stands up and says, hey, you know what, Les, you're out there making a difference for the people. Why don't you invest in me? Why don't you give it to me? Free. I promise I won't let you down. I promise, So Les Brown keeps quiet for a while, and then he says to him, you're actually not the right student for me, because I want people who are willing to put in the work to invest in themselves, because then they create a feeling. They actually, what did he say? I'm paraphrasing, I don't know, but then they create a never-ending cycle of, because they invested in themselves, somebody else will invest in them. And then that is the kind of students he wants. The people who are going to go put in the work, be the best they can be, serve, and then, be paid. And he just shut him down. And he said, by the way, you're not my perfect client. I don't think that you should even consider joining. In fact, he told him, even if you had the money after this conversation, I would think twice about taking you on. And then he went on to talk to us about, the fact that, there's certain minorities who are always looking for, for somebody else to invest in them. Okay. Hey, come on. Nightmare customer. Next, comparing you to others all through your call. Hey, if the moment you get them on the call and they tell you, oh, I have been looking at this one and the other one, oops, run. Okay. Why? If they're comparing you, that means that number one, your work has not, what you've been putting out has not been good enough. But also the fact that they're comparing you to others, that means that they don't see you as the best. Okay. Listen, if they prefer somebody else, they should go to somebody else. Only have the people who see you as the person who's going to give them the result. Period. Okay. If they think that somebody else is better than you, say, hey, you know what? I really appreciate that. And maybe that person should be the one to take you on. Now, you might be saying, oh, coach, but man, it might be the very first guy, and I've been around. Hey, just do more strategic calls. Just put more information out there. I am warning you right now, if they are judging you and comparing you at the beginning, in the course, somewhere along the way during your interaction, they will say, yeah, but I think so-and-so does it easier or whatever. And then they'll throw you off balance. So the moment they begin to compare you, run. Okay. Tell them, I'm sorry, we can't work today. Okay. Next one, doubtful your stuff will work for them. I love one of my mentors, some of them says, you know what? When people say, I doubt my stuff will work for you, usually the thing is they don't trust themselves. It's got nothing to do with your stuff, because if you've been out and you followed the process that we say, and you have a course and it has got results and stuff like that. If somebody says to you, are you sure this stuff will work for me? You throw it back to them by saying, hey, I think there's somebody you don't trust in this relationship. And that is either me or you. Okay. Because it is not about my stuff. Okay. My stuff works because I've got testimonials, or my stuff works because, people are going through it. So if you don't feel like it was going to work for you, then there is absolutely no way it is going to work. Remember, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Always remember that, okay? I'm not certain about you and or what you do. That means that they're just wandering generality. They've come onto your side. They've ended up on a call. If they're not certain who you are and what you do, and you've done your best to educate them, and they haven't gone through your funnel, they haven't gone through your information, cut it out. It's not going to work, okay? They're always late, they're always rude, and argue aimlessly. Oh, man, nightmare clients can be a pain in the wrong place. They will never keep time. They won't keep time on the call. They will be late, they'll be rude, they'll ask rude questions, they'll argue aimlessly. Run from them, okay? Next, they resist contracts and agreements. If you're doing this kind of work, you send out an agreement, you send out a coaching agreement. Guess what? Your job is to not only get the contract going, but also to see that you're creating that kind of situation where there's some kind of rapport and you can see that they're agreeable to what it is that you're going to be doing. Now, if they turn around and they resist contracts, run. Anybody who doesn't sign your contract and or agreement, don't do the job, okay? I'm sorry, even if you're struggling big time, it will come back to haunt you, okay? There's a reason why they're not. If they're resisting it, there's a reason why they're not. And that means that they will come back to haunt you, okay? And then they will never refer you and or give you great testimonials, okay? These guys don't even bother, if any of this criteria comes up, don't even bother with them, because they won't give you they won't refer you, they won't give you great testimonials. They are just a nightmare. And like I said, run from these guys, because they will ruin your life. Now, you might be asking, how do you avoid getting them into your system? Sometimes it's inevitable. There's some of them, they're wandering generalities. They're professional students. They're always on Facebook, wherever, and somehow they might wander into your system, okay, into your funnel. But I also want to tell you that the ones who come in and they're the best, they will pay you up front full. They will do the work. They will become raving fans, and they will tell the world about you. And that is what we all want. That is what we are all, striving for. Okay. By the way, if you want to know more of this stuff and you want me to help you to start and grow your consulting, your business consulting, your coaching business, and or public speaking business, guess what? www.intelligent-performance.com/free training. Go there, and that is where the magic happens. So how do we avoid these guys from the start? Okay, it starts with us. It starts with us. You got to set up yourself from the start to be a repellent to interested people, and only attract committed people by setting up the 4 steps that I'm going to share with you. Now, remember, you only want committed people because those are the people who will put in the work. Those are the people who will do whatever it takes. Those are the people who are, going to exceed what is demanded of them. Those are the people you want to be working with, okay? Committed people are amazing, okay, to work with. Now, the other question I usually ask is, you're going to attract the kind of people that you are. The reason I say it starts with you is the kind of input you're putting in, the kind of work, the kind of attitude, the kind of whatever is happening up here is going to be what you're going to attract. So if you are just interested in your business and you're not committed and you're not doing what you have to do, then you're going to attract those kind of people. So that's why it starts with you. Now, with that out of the way, let us say, how do you get these people in? How do you get the committed people? How do you get the people who are not only going to do the work, they're going to be successful, they're going to refer you, most importantly, they're going to give you a great testimony. This is it, okay? How to get them in, or how to avoid the customers from hell. Number 1, you must have great positioning, okay? Your positioning must be that of an expert, okay? Stop being a generalist. Stop being the guy who does all kinds of things, because if you're a journalist, there's no clarity, okay? You must be an expert. Journalists who say, I help leaders to perform better. What is that? What is that? Okay, that is too general, okay? But if you say, I help women leaders to realign their lives so that they can be better performers in the workplace, then it is very clear you're an expert at helping women to be high performers. So be an expert rather than a generalist. So you got to look at your niching, you got to look at your messaging so that you only attract the right people for you, okay? Number 2, you must have proof of results and or proof of concept, okay? That is what helps you to deal with creating trust and getting rid of objections, okay? Your information that you're putting out, your comment that your content that you're putting out, what is on your website, what is in all your feeds, is going to be what is going to build trust, is going to be what is also going to get rid of the objections that people have. Now, most of the time when people get into your funnel and they have objections, is because you haven't dealt with those objections in the information you've put out there, okay? So it is important that you put out as much information in terms of dealing with their objections as possible. Most importantly, your content must build trust. They must be able to look at your content and know, you know what? I trust this guy. He knows what he's talking about. I want to go in and be able to work with him because I trust him. Most importantly, if you've dealt with all the objections, then it becomes easier. Most of the time that people don't sign on is because of objections. Oh, by the way, we teach you how to get rid of all those objections. If you want to know and want to go deeper on that and get the magic script of how to deal with objections, you know where to go, www.intelligent-performance.com, free training. Okay, that is where all the magic happens. So after that, step number 1, be an expert. Step number 2, make sure that you get proof of concept, proof of results. Most importantly, ensure that you're dealing with objections. Step number 3, you must create a system. It is a system, okay? People cannot just wander in and call you from your phone, just, on your phone, just randomly, okay? No, you must create a system, okay? And that system is designed where you're going to put out a hook or a squeeze page or an opt-in page. They're going to get in there. You're going to give them so much value. They're going to get inspired and they want to have more from you. Okay, if they want to have more from you, they're then going to do what we call an application. They're going to apply to want to work with you. They're going to get you on the call. You're going to get them on the call. You're going to speak with them on the call. You're going to persuade them. By having given them so much value, persuasion will be easier. You're going to close the sale. Most importantly, you want full payment. You want to focus on full payment. Now, small print. Do I sometimes get people to do installment payments? Absolutely. Okay, especially with high ticket offers, the ones that I teach, the ones that I believe in. You might just want to, if somebody's really committed and see there's a commitment and they're willing to put something down, then of course you got to do what you got to do to make sure that you can do a payment plan for them. But the system has got to be like they get into your system via an opt-in page. You get their email, you get how to be able to contact them. Then you get them on the call, then you give them persuasion, having given them so much value, and most importantly, they make full payment. And then finally, there must be clarity at the end of the day. We call them the rules of engagement. The rules of engagement. Rules of engagement means that there must be clarity from day one. Okay, hey, you're coming on because you want to become a better coach, better speaker, better consultant. You want me to help you build your business. This is exactly what I'm going to be able to do for you. I'm going to give you all the information. You must be clear that they must put in the work. They must take responsibility. It is crucial. This is where most coaches, they call me up and they're struggling and say, you know what, this client is not doing this client is not doing. I say, okay, did you have clarity from day one what their responsibilities are, what the rules of engagement are? Okay. If you don't get that at the beginning, it's tough. I'll tell you, every session I ever did when I did live sessions, the first 4 slides were about rules of engagement, how we are going to roll, responsibility of value, responsibility of taking action. It was always on the client, okay? And most importantly, I don't give no guarantees. Why? The moment you start to give people guarantees, guess what? It is like you're taking the responsibility from this. The course is already, you've already created your course, you've already created your material, you already have your modules. The only guarantee you can give is if people put in the work. Okay. Now, if they don't put in the work, what do you have to guarantee? Absolutely nothing. Okay. So I don't give guarantees. I just say, you know what? I have already done the work. If it is working for other people and you have proof of concept, you have sold it to other people, they've gotten results. Why do you need to give a guarantee? The people who are always looking for guarantees are those nightmare clients. Okay. And like I said, run from these guys because they will ruin your life. Okay. So there you go. Positioning, results, make sure it is a system, and always have rules of engagement. And with those 4 things, you will be able to get your committed dream clients and you will get your business going like you should. Okay, so as usual, it is always a pleasure. I want you to come in. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about your business. Let's get you getting those right clients in. As you know, I help consultants, speakers, trainers to start and grow their businesses, not just start and grow, but a long-term business that provides amazing quality. It's not short-term stuff. I don't do short-term. If you're thinking about, oh, it's going to be a magic one. No. Will I get you clients immediately? Absolutely. But there's some work involved. That is what I stand for. I stand for authenticity. I stand for people who want to put in the work and really, really make an impact in the world. If that is you, www.intelligent-performance.com, free training at the bottom. If you love this video, you know what to do. Share it with somebody else. Give us a thumbs up. Click that button. Ring that bell. And who knows, we might just make another life much better. So until next time, I want you to know that you have the audacity to live life on your terms. Until then, peace.